What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. The difference of 1 year is very important, guys. Let me tell you, I used to have a friend, I had a video actually I had a video here on the platform called 1 year Can Change Your Life. And it has happened for me and many others. I've seen, me being like real broke to go into a lot of money within that period of time. Okay. But I also want to talk about the other side. I've seen people fall off, and also just 1 year, fall off tremendously in a year. And damn it, I don't think I've seen anybody do it like Diddy. Okay. Now, first of all, Diddy, at the core of who he is, I don't know him personally, but it can be assumed that he's not a good person. This is what we've always heard, and these could be rumors. Of course, he'll always have people that defend him and stuff like that. But at the root of it all, he's not a good person. And he has certain enemies out there that maybe he didn't take serious. And so when you have a lot of money, you have a lot of influence, you have a big ego, because to get rich and to do very well, it takes a certain level of belief. People who do very well, man, are typically crazy to a certain degree. They have so much self-confidence. They feel like they cannot lose. And it typically takes that kind of mentality to be successful. So Diddy has that. But the downside of that is you get out of reality. You feel like you can't lose in nothing. And that's where you're wrong, because yes, you can and you will lose everything. This is what Diddy has done, okay? Let me express what I'm talking about. In the case of Diddy and dealing with Cassie and all that information coming out and those tapes coming out and now CNN coming out, right? Now the feds are building a case against him. Now they're looking at old employees, calling him in for interview, and what they're trying to do is possibly investigate him for a possible Rico violation. And what they're allegedly going to do is offer immunity for the feds, even if she was involving herself in criminal activities. They're not even worried about them. They want to get Diddy. Okay. And all of this is about physical abuse against men or women. Everything's going to come out. All sexual exploits, everything. All of it was going to come out. It is going to come out. And I believe that it's just not Cassie as to why, he's going down. Diddy had a lot of enemies, man. Diageo, guys in the industry. And he underestimated what people are willing to do to bring you down. And this is what I want to talk to men about today. Firstly, as men who are living in the world today, and you feel that if you get a lot of money, you would be able to do whatever you want, okay? Chances are, number one, you won't have as much money as Diddy. That's number one. I can assure you that you won't. You will not have as much money as P. Diddy, okay? That's just number one. None of us will. And if Diddy is going to have these problems, what about you? What would it say about you? Okay? What would it say about you? If you get any kind of allegations like this, right? And you don't have cash, you don't have protection, your career's over. And I want to continue to tell men and to continue to work with men to understand that how you treat women in today's world, it matters. And you're talking about a guy that, listen, maybe 20 years ago, that wouldn't be my message. 10 years ago, it wouldn't be my message. I wasn't even mature enough to think about this, but I'm seeing how the world is changing right now. Everything, man, you have to be on your stuff. If you have a business, and I'm going to say this, you got a business, your business is good, here's what you should never do. Have sex with anybody in the company. I'm not trying to say I'm right for this, not trying to say it makes sense, but I'm gonna let you know, don't do that. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. Because if anything goes wrong, what are they going to say? Well, he forced me into doing X, Y, and Z. He forced me into doing X, Y, and Z. And now because he did it, this is what I'm doing. So, and that's what's going to happen. Largely, that's what's going to happen. And I urge you guys to understand, to look at what's happening to these men in the world today and to understand what you can and cannot do. If you feel like you want to do things like threesomes. Now, I don't want to talk about things like that for the most part. Okay. But let's just say, for example, you're into stuff like that. I'm not, but let's say if you are. One of the places you should not try it is in the States. Okay. Weird escapades and things like that, right? You're probably going to have to do the passport bro approach. You're going to work in America and you want to go and do what you're going to do. You're probably going to take a trip outside of America and do that. Okay. Refrain from making any sort of mistake because it's easier to get money now, but it's easier to lose it now than before. I'm going to say it again. It's easier to get money now. It's also easier to lose it because now you don't even need somebody to confirm that you did it. All somebody has to do is say that you did it and everybody's going to believe that you did it. For example, let's say Andrew Holmes. I've been talking about him, which I do believe Andrew Holmes did it. He seems like a creep to me. The whole Fanaya Dukes situation in Dalton with Tiffany Henry. The woman has alleged that he did something very terrible to her, which I do believe that's telling the truth. I don't think she would have any reason to lie about that. Okay. So, you know, this is an allegation. It wasn't put into court or anything like that. But let's just say, for example, that was the case, right? And let's just say it wasn't true. Well, it's too late. He already lost his job. Okay. He already lost his job. He's already fired. Okay. So let's say, for example, if it was false, it's not like he can go out and be like, oh, damn, you know, this is false. So can I get my job back? No. No, you can't. You can't do that. All right. It's not possible to do that. It won't happen that way. Okay. They fire you now and then they ask questions later. And then you still never get back to the situation because you have the allegation, even if it was false, you're done. So you go out there, you date somebody from your job and it don't work out. And that woman feels like she wants to go ahead and ruin your life. Hey, bro, but more problems, more power to you. That's you. And you will never, ever get around it. So unless you know that and understand how that works, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble, bro. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, DIddy Jackson, back at it again with the episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you do, the bell. We're out.